So welcome back to another video, and today I basically wanted to talk about my Nothing Phone 2. It has been quite a while that I've had this phone, and I just saw that Nothing is planning to release the Nothing OS 4.0 for the entire Nothing lineup within the upcoming weeks, and the Nothing Phone 2 is supposed to receive this week, which is why I wanted to quickly go to the settings and see if there is any software update. Hopefully the software update that brings the Nothing OS 4.0. Nothing Phone 3 is definitely gonna have that, but Nothing Phone 2, which I have right here with me, may get the update today or may not. So let's check it together, and over the course of upcoming weeks we'll monitor that together, and when it comes out I do plan to make a video about the Nothing OS 4.0. But hey, if in this video the software update is available, then that might be this video, if that makes sense. So let's just go into the settings. I did see that there was an update. Okay, so I put my passcode in and there is a software update being installed. Not sure how much visible this is going to be. Okay, hopefully this is gonna make it easier to read. So this is not the Nothing OS 4.0, but there are some updates with this. There's no version here, which is kind of sad. And if I scroll here, the update size is just 161 megabytes. And there are a couple of features. So preset is now available in the camera app settings. They don't say what preset, so that's not clear. Default gallery options for previewing photos in camera app settings are updated. Okay, so they have a gallery app now, so kind of makes sense it is for that. And then there is a pedometer and screen time widgets now support sharing. I don't know why this is needed. Like, why would I want to share my pedometer, like my steps, to anyone? Shared widgets now support more sticker types. Okay, so this is basically, you know, like I wouldn't really call this any feature, so that's why it's not tied to any specific version number. But I know that my Nothing phone is running the Android 15, so it's still on Nothing OS 3.0, and this update is definitely not the Nothing OS 4.0, so that's 100%. So this is already downloaded. It didn't take much time because of the update size being too small. And in the general improvements and bug fixes, again, nothing that needs to be called out. You can pause and read it yourself. There is one thing though which I never saw before during the update, and that is the notes section here, which says device may temporarily heat up and increase power consumption during the update and will quickly return to normal after the process is complete. This is basically new. I never had seen this. So let's see if the device actually heats up. So let's press restart now, and this should restart. Okay, it is restarting now. You can see my camera there as well, shining on the screen, reflecting on the screen actually. What if maybe after this update, I go to the settings, I hit update again or check for software updates, and that is when the Nothing OS 4.0 actually appears for me, because a lot of the people on their Nothing Phone 2, they have received the Nothing OS 4.0, and no, it's not the beta. I do not mind beta as well, to be honest, because I would still get to test the features and functionalities coming within the Nothing OS 4.0, and Nothing OS 4.0 brings in the Android 16, so would be good to test that out as well. So what I'll do is I'll go to the forums and I'll see if the beta enrollment is still available or not. Hopefully it is. Okay, so it's powered on. I hate it when Android, you know, has these spinner type of thing and phone is restarting type of thing. I hate that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is maybe let me lower the light so that you can actually see what is on my screen. So let me do that. It'll be a little bit darker, but I think it's gonna be worth it. So let's do maybe this. And what I'll do is I will go to the settings. Phone is actually feeling a little bit slower. Okay, so this is the settings. Let's go to system, and then we go to system updates. It says update available. Okay, so there is more bug fixes. I don't know why this is happening. So I did do the update before, and again it says there's another update, and the updates here is general improvements and bug fixes, and the update size is 52.5. So I can download and install, but you know what would be great? If there is a latest update already available, then I should just simply be able to upgrade to that from whatever version I'm currently on. This, like, you know, like do one update, then move to another update, then move to another update. It's just like boring and time consuming. Like, why would I need to go from update A, B, C, update D. Like if I'm on update A and there's update Z, I should simply be able to move to update Z. Yes, there may be some technical constraints which may not allow that, but that's the whole point. We need to find a way out of that. Since I have no choice, I need to do download and install similar to how I did before. And again, it's going to go through the same cycle of downloading the update, installing the update, and the phone is going to say phone is starting again. It is very annoying. And again, this is not a shade to the Nothing Phone 2 or the Nothing company. Any and all Android phones go through this. This is where, in my opinion, although I use Android as a primary, I feel like iPhone really, like does a better job in this. If there is a latest software update available and say you're on version 10 and there's version 12 available, iPhone gives you the ability to upgrade directly to version 12, which is really good. Android should do that as well. Again, just to ensure that I've called it out, this small update, it only says enhance system stability and optimize system performance. Not sure what that is supposed to mean and what this is trying to improve or fix. It does say enhance system stability, but again, like what part of the system are you, enhancing the system stability for? Okay, again, I didn't want this video to be just rants and complaints, but I just want to go over all these hurdles to basically see if Nothing OS 4.0 update is available or not for my Nothing Phone 2. If it is available, you'll get to see it in this video. If not, it will have to be some other video. On a side note, I also have my Nothing Phone 2A here with me, and this is still not on Nothing OS 3.0. So that is what I'm doing here. It is downloading the Nothing OS 3.0 at the moment. So let's put this down. And here I also have the CMF Phone 1. I really love this phone. It is kind of slow in comparison to these two. So the Nothing Phone 2 and the Nothing Phone 2A is much more faster than the CMF Phone 1. And at the moment, what this is doing is this is also downloading a software update. It doesn't really say which version of the software this is. And there are some features and functionality listed here. And the update size is 0.93 GB. So yeah, let's do done. And I think this is gonna restart. Oh, I missed something. So restart now. It's on the other side. Usually the button itself says restart now. So this is going through one update. Not sure if this is gonna have the Nothing OS 4.0 or not, but hopefully we'll get to see it in this video if it does. So let's put this to the side as well. Nothing Phone 2 is definitely taking its sweet time, so I'll keep this to the side as well. And Nothing Phone 2A has already restarted. Oh no, it hasn't. Okay, it's still going through it. I just jumped the gun a little bit. Okay, so the CMF Phone 1 basically has restarted, and I'm doing another software update check. But the sad thing here is that with the Nothing phones and the CMF phone as well in this case, it usually gets stuck in this update screen, and no matter what, it just doesn't, exit. I have to go out if it lets me, and then I have to do it multiple times. You saw it right here. I have to do it multiple times. Yes, the CMF Phone 1 is slow, but still, this is like not good. So I go to system again, and I go and hit system updates again, and it says this, I have to hit this again, and usually when I do this is when it gets stuck. And as you can see, I'm talking and talking, and this still is not actually telling me if there is an available system update or not. This is not good, at least from my perspective. So let's let this sit right here. And what we can do is the Nothing Phone 2 is ready with the bug or general improvement download here ready. So now let's do restart now. So this is restarting. Let's put this down. Now let's check. Ooh, there is. So the CMF Phone 1 did come up with the update here. It doesn't say if this is Nothing OS 4.0 or not, but the update size is 252 MB. So let's just, again, this is the shared widgets, the countdown, the pedometer, similar to the Nothing Phone 2. So let's do download and install, and let's get this up to date as well. Okay, now the Nothing Phone 2A, that's also ready with the Nothing OS 3.0. So let's do restart now so that this can install the update as well. Okay, so the Nothing Phone 2 has done restarting, and if we look at the UI right here, let me try to fix the lighting here. Hopefully this is much better. So now it says there is no system update available. I do check for update, and there is nothing available now. So the Nothing OS 4.0 is not available for my Nothing Phone 2. Not sure if it's going to be available for you, but yeah, this is 100%. It's not available now, so we'll have to wait for the Nothing Phone 2. So let's put this down now. We have the Nothing Phone 2A starting, so hopefully we will see something with this. It would be really shocking if the Nothing Nothing OS 4.0 update is available for the Nothing Phone 2a and not for the Nothing Phone 2. That is going to be really, like shocking. Okay, so the Nothing Phone 2a is finally in Nothing OS 3.0. This is one full version behind the latest Nothing OS 4.0, but it seems like none of my Nothing phones have received that update anyways. So I think I'm basically gonna skip this screen. I don't know if everyone has seen this, but again, there's not much here that you haven't seen previously. Obviously, if you use Nothing Phone, then you already have experienced this, or you may have seen someone else's video about the Nothing OS 3.0. So I'm gonna skip right here and I'm gonna do finish setup because I don't want to do the, lock screen setup, that this is asking me to do, I would say for now. Let's check still the settings to see if there is an update available. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go here again. Oh my god, every time there is a software update, I do notice a lag across all Nothing phones. Even when the Nothing Phone 2a came out, when the Nothing Phone 2 came out, I did experience this. So it's not because it's now old, it's not because of that. Okay, let's go to settings, go here, system, and see if there is anything available for software update. Let's check it. I do think that there are gonna be a few because the CMF Phone 1 and the Nothing Phone 2 did go through more updates and they were already on Nothing OS 3.0, and this is the first time my Nothing Phone 2a has received or at least I updated it to the Nothing OS 3.0, so there should be plenty of update that my Nothing Phone 2a needs to go through, which I may do off camera because this video is already too long. But regardless, the one thing we are very sure of now is that the Nothing Phone 2a, the Nothing Phone 2, and the CMF Phone 1, all of the Nothing phones that I have access to, these are my own, they have not received the Nothing OS 4.0. And I really hope that within the next couple of days it receives it so that I can make a detailed video about the Nothing OS 4.0. And I'll also tell you which phone received first. Hopefully all of them will receive it at the same time, but maybe not. It just depends on the release cycle of Nothing. So let's see. I think with that being said, what I'll do is I'll end the video right here, and I'll definitely see you in the next one with hopefully more Nothing Phone content. With that being said, thank you very much for watching this. I'll see you next time. Peace.